Like I said in my earlier video, while preparing Kalkadi, we were not preparing any Christmas sweets this year because my father-in-law passed away. But I shall prepare one more Kalkals just to show the recipe. Now for that, this Kalkal is also known as Kidiyo, and it is a famous sweet from Mangalore and Goa. Now I have 375 grams of standard flour or maida, and I've got about 125 grams of butter. You can use margarine. I'm using salted butter, so I'll be using less of salt. And also this is one spoon of sugar, white sugar, and water. We knead that all together to form a dough. And we have about 75 grams of white sugar. This is for coating the kalkals after they are fried. This is water, about 3/4 to 1 cup of water for the to form the syrup, thick syrup. Now this is oil for frying. This is salt if required. And these are the forms which I'm going to use. I'll be using this one, or you can use a fork, or these are all from Lego. You can use those also. See that they're clean, and then you apply a little oil onto the form so that they don't stick, the dough doesn't stick. Same thing with the fork. You use the back of the fork, and then you put in the once the dough is formed, then you make small balls and you put it on the fork or the form, press it, and then bring it aside, so that later. So these I won't be using, but I'll use those two forms. Now I'll form the dough. So for that dough, I'll be putting in, that is the flour and the butter. Mix it and just keep on mixing it till there you get the flour becomes like breadcrumbs. The flour and butter, and see they form like breadcrumbs consistency. So I'm not going to use any coconut milk here. Normally, traditionally they used to use coconut milk for preparing kalkals. So I'm using now sugar, and if required salt you can add. I've not added any salt here because the butter had salt. Now I'll put a little water and mix it to form a dough. So from the dough I'll be preparing making them into small ball, smaller than this maybe. Yeah. And from that I will use the form and see that the sides are stuck, otherwise they'll open up while frying. You can also use the fork. Press it and then slowly turn it around. You can use a comb too, and the clean comb, and use it. Similarly, I'll be preparing the other balls and using the form. And once they're all done, then I'll start frying them in batches. Form the kalkals now, and we'll be frying them in batches, maybe one plate each time. Heating up oil and deep frying them until light brown, and then removing them off. And once they're cold, then I'll put them in sugar syrup and take it. So that's optional. If you don't want sugar syrup, you can just eat it plain without adding them into the sugar syrup, mixing it with that. Oil is hot. Now I am dropping these kalkals into it. And fry them till light brown. After one batch is over, then I'll do the next one. This is the first one I tried. See this. Yeah. Fried 2 batches. Third one is going on. Now that the calculs are formed, you can either eat, if you don't want sugar, then you can eat them as it is, put them in airtight containers and have whenever you want it. Now I'm going to use, coat them with sugar syrup now. So I've got water, about 3/4 to 1 cup water, and about 75 grams sugar. Mix it and then allow it to thicken up. When the syrup thickens up, that time you add the kulkuls. Mix it well and then spread it on a plate or tray. So the syrup has now thickened up, and what I'll do is now I'll add the kulkuls and mix well. I put the flame off now because the syrup is getting coated onto the kulkuls. I'll pour it onto the and spread it out. When it dries up, you will get a whitish coating on the kulkuls. That's it, the final result. Kulkuls glazed with sugar syrup or sugar.